What's up, guys? Happy Sunday, April 28th. We're going to go over some MLB games today, try to put you guys on some winners, try to find some value in the Sunday slate. Remember, drop your MLB picks in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want more picks. If you want more sports and more info, let me know. I'll try to do my best. I can do hockey. That's my next best sport, and then I would say football, then basketball. Basketball is my least favorite as far as betting on, but I would rather bet on it in the playoffs. No rambling on. Let's get to the first games. Let's put on some winners. It is Sunday, so there could be some underdogs today. Underdogs do win 40% of the time in baseball. So far this season, underdogs have won 42% of the time. So let's find some winners, y'all. All right, first game up, Braves Guardians. This one's a little tough because right now the Guardians are hitting better versus righties. They're striking out about 19.9% of the time over the last 7 days, 235 average, 311 on base percentage. Whereas the Braves striking out 25% of the time with 235 average, 330 on base percentage. So they're pretty similar here. Cleveland does have the bullpen, in my opinion. Cleveland did get the win yesterday. They went 11 innings, ended up getting a win. The Braves offense kind of struggled in that one. They only put up 2 runs. Now you get the Atlanta bullpen pretty taxed. You got Bryce Elder and Ben Lively going. Ben Lively's expected numbers and his K rate is amazing. Bryce Elder has only made 1 start so far this season. I don't know. I don't think he's going to start amazing every time, but this is a big number. Yesterday, if you played the Braves money line, like I thought would win, you obviously lost big. They're big favorites, and you lose lots of money playing big favorites in baseball. On a price alone, I think both these pitchers can get hit. I got to go with the team with the better bullpen. The Guardians, they match up pretty well with the Braves. Obviously, their power numbers aren't as good, but on a price alone, I got to take the Guardians in this one. The Braves are going to be heavily public bet. The Braves run line is going to be heavily public bet today. So I got to go against the public in this one. I lean to the over in this game. I think we see some more runs, due to some, bullpen guys being used more yesterday. I think both these pitchers could potentially give up some runs early, but we do see 11-mile-an-hour winds blowing in, so that could help the ball stay in the park a little bit, but it's pretty warm in Truist. So give me the Guardians in this one on a value play alone. I'm not sure if I'll be betting it right now, but on just the numbers alone, I got to go Guardians in this one. The Braves burned me yesterday, and I don't like playing huge juice, so it's the Guardians for me in this one. All right, next up, Orioles Athletics. Paul Blackburn going for the Athletics. Albert Suarez going for the Orioles. 2 righties. And once again, the Orioles versus righties over the last 7 days, 18.7% K rate, 203 average. Whereas the Athletics, 32% K rate, 182 average. That's not going to get it done for you for the Athletics. We've seen them struggle yesterday. They didn't put up a run. They got blown out 7-0. I got to go back to the Orioles in this one. Paul Blackburn is due for some regression. We're starting to see it already. His last 2 starts, he's given up 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs. He gave up a home run his last start to the Yankees. We're starting to see that. He had 3 great starts to start the season of no earned runs baseball, and now he's starting to give up the runs. So we're starting to see that regression. Albert Suarez, he's only pitched 11 1/3 innings, no earned runs, 9 strikeouts. So, versus an Athletics team that's struggling versus right-handed pitching right now, I got to go Orioles money line. I can't get to the Athletics, which I would like to because, Paul Blackburn's been kind of the ace of this A's lineup, and their bullpen has been fairly solid. But in this one, I just don't think the Athletics can match up with the Orioles offense. And in the end, the Orioles should get a pretty comfortable win again. So I'm just going to take the. All right, next up, we go to the Rogers Center where the Jays host the Dodgers for the last game of the series. They're bringing out Kevin Gausman, and the Dodgers are starting Michael Grove. If the Jays were going to get one in this series, it would probably be this one. The pitching matchup's a little bit different, but Michael Grove has pitched at versus Toronto before, 4 2/3 innings. I think he gave up 2 runs and no decision. Kevin Gausman has not had good numbers in his career versus the Dodgers. He's not my favorite pitcher. He only had 2 strikeouts last outing versus the Royals. He gave up 7 hits. He went 6 2/3 innings, only had 2 strikeouts. And Michael Grove, he's kind of can get rocked at any time too. He had 4 strikeouts in a 1 1/3 innings, no earned run. That was like a bullpen game. But he hasn't made a start this season. That was his last start of the season last year, but he hasn't made a start this season. My concern here is the Blue Jays hitting right-handed pitching right now. Over their 5-game losing streak, they're hitting right-handed pitching at like what is it, 182 or something like that, 176. So hitting right-handed pitching at 176 and striking out 20% of the time. Dodgers are hitting 326 average, 16.6% K rate, 537 slugging. So they're leading the slugging range right now over the last 7 days. Mookie Betts has good numbers. Max Muncy both have 3 home runs off Kevin Gausman. Ohtani has a home run. And Betts has been on fire. Will Smith has been hitting good, getting runners on base. So the Blue Jays have been outscored 16-6 or 16-4 in this series already. I think the Dodgers are slight underdogs, and it is because of Michael Grove. I lean to the both teams to score 3 runs in this one. I do think maybe the Jays get 3 runs here. I absolutely think the Dodgers can score 3 runs pretty easily. This Blue Jays bullpen has not been my favorite. I do lean to the Dodgers on the money line, though, at the underdog play. I mean, neither one of these bullpens have been great, but the Jays are just struggling. The A's, they're on a 5-game losing streak. Kevin Gausman has not been stellar. They're not hitting righties the greatest. So out of these 2 teams, I trust the Dodgers lineup way more. Dalton Varsho has 2 home runs and 7 at-bats versus Michael Grove. He is one of the guys that I've talked about the most. I could see him hitting a home run around plus 500. I could see Shohei Ohtani or Mookie Betts on the other side hitting a home run. There's lots of guys I could see getting on base here. So I might do a little same-game parlay with some hits, some RBIs, stuff like that. But I think both teams to score 3 runs at minus 110 and you'll get 2. But if I was going to take the side, I'd have to take the Dodgers right now. It's just the team I trust a lot more. All right, next game we're going to look at is the Mets and the Cardinals. Cardinals have won first 2 of these start. They've 11-6 runs. They've outscored. We've seen an over. We've seen an under. Now the Mets send the lefty Jose Quintana out. He hasn't eclipsed more than 4 strikeouts so far in any of his starts this year. Lance Lynn, his last start was not bad. 7 strikeouts versus Diamondbacks, which don't typically strike out a ton. He did have 3 earned run and 3 walks there in 5 innings, 7 hits. So I could see Lance Lynn giving up a few here. The wind's blowing out 9 miles an hour. It should be a nice afternoon in Citi Field. Total set at 8. I mean, it's because these bullpens are fairly solid, pretty solid in my opinion. Francisco Lindor has a home run in his career in 8 at-bats. Nolan Arenado, 2 home runs in 18 at-bats. Brandon Crawford, 1 home run, 12 at-bats. And Goldschmidt, 3 home runs in 20 at-bats. So we could see a few guys potentially hit some home runs. These guys can both give it up. Jose Quintana can give up walks. If you look at, let's see, the Mets versus right-handed pitching, 246 average, 21.6% K rate over the last 7 days, 710 OPS. Then you got the Cardinals versus lefties, 214 average, 20% K rate. So honestly, I see a little bit more runs in this one. I lean to the over the full game. I think the Mets could potentially come away with a win here, but I'm going to go with both teams to score 3 runs in this game. I think at worst we see a 4-3 type game, but I mean that doesn't get us over the 8. But I think at worst both these teams can play 3 runs off of 2 pitchers that can give up some walks. I'm hoping we see a couple home runs and see at least both these teams score 3 runs. If I was going to take a side, I lean to the Mets. It's not my favorite side. It's a tough one, honestly, because these bullpens are fairly evenly matched. But I think both teams get 3 runs in this one. All right, next we're going to the Marlins-Nationals game. And you're continuing to give me plus money with this Nationals team, who is, in my opinion, is much better than this Marlins team. I mean, yeah, you got Patrick Corbin going, and it's usually Patrick Corbin day. We go against him. But honestly, this Nationals team has been solid, and until I see otherwise, I'm not really going to go against them at plus money again. We hit them last weekend at plus money. Now they're going against the lefty and Ryan Weathers. Let's see, Washington batting 260. 16.7% K rate over the last 7 days versus lefties. We got Miami batting 225 with an 18.3% K rate over the last 7 days. Ryan Weathers only had 1 strikeout in 5 2/3 innings. gave up 3 earned runs his last outing. He's given up home runs in back-to-back starts. He had 10 strikeouts versus the Giants, who can strike out a lot versus left-handed pitching. So I don't know. Patrick Corbin, his last start, 5 1/3 innings versus the Dodgers, no earned runs. Yeah, he didn't get a lot of strikeouts there. He only had 3 strikeouts, but he's faced this Dodgers team twice in his last 2 starts. So now he gets a quite a bit different start here. Marlins, he could get this one pretty easily. I think the Nationals are just the better team, and they're giving me plus money. I'm going to continue to ride it. This is a 4-game series. This is the only series that plays 1 game tomorrow. But so, Miami could potentially get one tomorrow. I don't think Miami wins this one, though. I got to go with the Nationals. They're the better team. They're putting up the runs. They've outscored them 14-5 so far over 2 games, and I trust them, their lineup more, and they're hitting lefties well. So I got to take the Nationals at plus money. There's no way I'm laying juice with this Marlins team, especially in this matchup. It doesn't make sense to me. All right, going back to this Rays White Sox series, man, I'm going to continue to fade the Rays. They're just not a good team, in my opinion. They lost again. I think it was in extra innings yesterday, but we seen 15 runs yesterday in that game. So now we've seen the White Sox win the last 2 meetings. We've seen 15 runs yesterday, 13 runs. The game before that, White Sox themselves have put up 17 runs. You get Zach Littell, who can get some strikeouts, and then you get Eric Fede, who also can get strikeouts. He had 11 strikeouts in his last start versus the Twins, a team that can strike out a lot. He only gave up 1 earned run there. I still got to go with the White Sox here. I mean, this one, maybe we see a little bit slower start too, but I could still see this one getting up over the total. 2 teams, in my opinion, that bullpens aren't that great. Eloy Jimenez, I could see him hitting a home run. He's got 1 home run in 2 at-bats versus Zach Littell. So I lean to the over at 8.5. I think Eric Fede, he could rack up some strikeouts versus the Rays. I could see Littell getting a few strikeouts here. But I still got to continue to fade this Rays team. I'm not laying juice with this Rays team. They're just not in good form. So I'd probably take the White Sox plus 1.5. I don't have the graphics set up for it, but I'm not going to. I might even put them in a parlay, honestly, because this White Sox team has been going. Their offense has been going, and this Rays team has just been not good. So give me the White Sox plus 1.5 until they show me that they can't keep it close. And the Rays, I just can't get behind the Rays. So Eric Fede could pitch a gem here. Would not surprise me whatsoever. He was KBO MVP or whatever last season for Korean Baseball Leagues. He's back in the majors. He's doing his thing. He's doing solid. So give me the White Sox. All right, going to go over this Tigers-Royals game quickly. Tariq Skubal and Michael Wacha. Look, I lean to the Tigers. I'm just going to be straight up in this one. They have the better bullpen, in my opinion. Better starting pitcher. The Royals are struggling versus lefties. I think they're hitting, over the last 7 days, they're hitting 191 average versus lefties. I mean, the Tigers aren't much better. They're hitting 202. So I could see this one being a no-run first inning. Both teams in the first inning right now hitting below 200 average. So I lean to the Tigers in the full game. I would also probably play the Nerfy in this one. As long as the Tigers or Michael Wacha can limit the damage and not give up a solo home run, I think he could potentially get out of this one with a low scoring start, no run first inning start. Let's see, wind blowing in 10 mile an hour. We could see some precipitation in this game, but I would go with the Nerfy and I lean to the Tigers. All right, going to the Reds game. The lefty Andrew Abbott going and the righty Dane Dunning. The Rangers are hitting lefties very well right now. Last 7 days, 293 average. They are striking out about 30% of the time. On the other side, Reds striking out about 30% of the time, hitting 200 average versus righties. That's over the last 7 days. Look, yesterday I took the Rangers. I seen the lineup, and Adolis Garcia was not in the lineup. The line dropped 25 cents. I knew right there I was probably chalked. I was probably going to lose that game. And that was my only loss of the yesterday. I ended up going I had the Rangers in a 5-team parlay for $2,000, and it was the Rangers that cost me it. But both teams scored 3 runs in that one. The Rangers got their runs kind of late in the game, but I kind of lean to the over at 8.5 in this one. If I was going to take a side, the Rangers screwed me yesterday. It's hard to take them, but they're just hitting lefties better. I don't like either one of these bullpens too much. I could see them both giving up. I need to see the lineup for sure. I could see both teams scoring 3 runs probably would be the way to go, or the over full game, just because we could see a little bit lopsided. But I'm hoping just for some runs in this one. I don't know if I can get to the Reds completely, but at plus 105. But I would take the full game over. I think there's a little bit of value on that. It is juiced. It is juiced to the over, but I could see the Rangers winning this game. Dane Dunning's just not my favorite pick. All right, going to this Yankees-Brewers game. Man, the Yankees absolutely exploded yesterday, 15 runs. Pretty much everybody on the team hit a home run, I think. You got Marcus Stroman, the righty, going now. He had 9 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings his last outing. It was versus the Athletics, but he did give up 3 earned runs in that one. And then this Tobias Myers, he's only made 1 start this season. He had 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up a home run, which was the earned run he gave up there. So not a lot of data to go with starting pitching here. In my opinion, the Yankees do have the better bullpen. Obviously, they didn't have to use their bullpen yesterday because of the blowout, so they didn't have to use any key guys as far as saves or anything like that. Both these teams hitting right-handed pitching very well over the last 7 days. Brewers hitting 259 average with the 325 on base percentage. Yankees hitting 249 average with the 330 on base percentage. So I lean to the Yankees in this one just due to the pitching difference and the bullpen difference. I would like to make sure no of the key guys are for the Yankees are sitting here. I could see another game getting over the total. Like we've seen both overs go. I could see this game getting up over 8.5. What's the total at right currently of this as of recording? Total is 8.5. I could see it getting over 8.5, but I got to go with the Yankees. All right, now we go to the final game of this Mexico City series, Rockies and the Astros. 2 lefties going, Austin Gomber, and you got Austin Gomber, and then Framber Valdez, both lefties going. Framber Valdez has not recorded a win to start this season. It's only made 2 starts, but his strikeout numbers are decent. Look, I think this kind of goes out the window when you go into this pitching environment. The things change a little bit. It's kind of makes this a little bit harder versus lefties. The Houston is hitting 207 versus lefties over the last 7 days, whereas the Rockies are hitting 235 over the last 7 days. So honestly, I think yesterday we only seen 4 home runs. Yordan Alvarez hit 2 of them. If I was going to take some Astros to hit home runs, it would be these 3 guys: Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, Yanier Diaz to hit home runs. Both have good numbers against lefties this season. Yordan Alvarez could hit 2 more home runs today. I hope we see a little bit more exciting game. If I was going to take a side, I think Astros win this game by 3 or more runs. The team totals are Astros are like 9.5, Rockies are 6.5, something like that. If I was going to take any Rockies to hit home runs, it would be Elias Diaz and Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon hit a home run yesterday. Yordan Alvarez hit 2, and Kyle Tucker hit 1. So we only seen 4 home runs yesterday. I'm hoping we see some more. The total ended at 16. So some people made a push. Some people might have got screwed if they bet the over on that one. And it was due to the Rockies not putting up runs. Honestly, the Astros, I don't know. As far as laying a side on this one, took the Rockies plus 1.5 yesterday. It wasn't even close. I don't know. I lean to the over at 16.5. If it's at 17, I don't like it as much, but I just play those guys for home runs. Like I said, in this Mexico series, picking a side right now in these 2, if I was going to take the Astros, you have to lay 2.5 runs on the run line to get any value with it, because you're laying juice with. It's just not a good bet in my opinion. Even if they does win, you're going to lose money long term doing it. So only way I'm playing the Astros is if I'm laying 2.5 runs on the run line or more, so they get plus money with that, or I'm playing the Rockies straight up. But I just can't really get to a side, so I'm just going to root for home runs, play the over at 16.5, and just hope this is a fun, exciting game and we see a lot more runs than we did yesterday. All right, next game we're going to look at Giants-Pirates. Look, I don't like this game, honestly. I'm going to be straight up with you. Pirates are batting 220 versus righties. Giants batting 263 versus righties over the last 7 days. You get Jaron Jones, the righty, Keaton win. We've seen both games go under. Honestly, I could see another under here. San Francisco, king of unders. I don't like it at 7.5 as much. The wind's blowing out 10 miles an hour. Jared Jones has been okay. 7 strikeouts in 6 innings his last outing. 7 strikeouts the one before that. So he can rack up the strikeouts. Keaton Wayne has been all right with the strikeouts too. Gave up, I think it was a solo home run in back-to-back starts. So maybe we see a couple runs in this one. Jared Jones gave up a home run in his last start too. Honestly, not my favorite game. I lean to the Pirates if I was going to take a side, but I probably am not betting this one at this moment. I would probably go under at 8, but at 7.5, it's just a stay away game for me. All right, next we're going to Anaheim, where the final game of the series goes. Reed Detmer's going for the Angels. Pablo Lopez, the righty, for Minnesota. Minnesota absolutely dominated this game yesterday. 16 runs they played it. I think they hit 3 or 4 home runs. Carlos Santana, Ryan Jeffers, I think Max Kepler got his first home run. On the Angels side, only Joe Adell hit a home run. They were outscored 16-5 in that game. Twins, the Angels were sending, I think they, at the end of that game, they threw Aaron Hicks in there to throw some meatballs. Like, they used their whole bullpen plus some roster guys, like plus some, batting guys. Like, so this Angels bullpen is pretty much toast. I do not trust this Angels bullpen. And now you get a team that's absolutely mashing left-handed pitching. Over the last 5 games, the Twins are hitting 441 average over the last 5 games. Over the last 7 days, they're hitting a 373 average versus left-handed pitching. Now they get Reed Detmers, who can give up, he can leave some balls hanging. He can give up some home runs. He can walk batters. He had 2 home runs given up to the Orioles in his last start in 7 innings pitch. He only got 4 strikeouts there. Also, Pablo Lopez can give up home runs. He's given up 3 home runs in 3 straight starts. He only went 4 innings his last outing versus the White Sox. Gave up a home run, 3 earned runs. So you'll probably get 4 to 5 innings out of Lopez, unless he's absolutely dueling like he was his first start, where he went 7 innings and got 7 strikeouts, giving up 1 earned run. Unless he's dueling like that, he's probably not going to go super deep into this game. But I trust the Twins bullpen way more. If I was going to take the Angels, it would probably be the first 5. I just don't think I can get there with them, how the Twins are hitting lefties. So I think the Twins sweep this series. But I also got to say, Carlos Santana could probably hit another home run. He's got 1 home run in 11 at-bats, batting 364 in his career versus Reed Detmers. He hit 1 yesterday. Like I said, the Twins are absolutely mashing left-handed pitching. Edward Julien, a 313 average with 1 home run. Carlos Santana, 286 average with 1 home run. Byron Buxton's got a 250 average. Max Kepler, a 300 average. Trevor Larnach, 500 average. Manuel Margot, 1 home run, batting 273. Ryan Jeffers, 1 home run, batting 263. So lots of good names on that Angels side that can hit lefties really well. So I could see some home runs in this game. We only have a 5-mile-an-hour wind blowing out, but it should be a nice afternoon at Anaheim. Look, this is more of a home run friendly park for sure. So I think we could see Carlos Santana. I'm hoping to see a Mike Trout home run. On the other side, obviously, versus righties, Mike Trout has only seen Pablo Lopez 3 times, I think, over the last 5+ years. So not a lot of data to go with. But Logan O'Hoppe was not in the lineup yesterday. He does have 2 home runs still. Joe Adell now has 3 home runs, batting 343 versus righties. He hit a home run yesterday, like I mentioned. Mike Trout, I think he leads the American League with 10 home runs, batting 239 versus righties. Taylor Ward, 6 home runs, batting 261. Brandon Drury has 1 home run, but his average is not the greatest. I think the Twins get to it. I'm gonna probably put some home runs in here, but Carlos Santana, I'm hoping we see a Mike Trout home run in this one too. If I was going to take another guy, I'd probably take Edward Julien to hit a home run on the Twins side. But as far as the side goes, I got to lean with the Twins. They're just a better bullpen. I think they have a little bit of the edges starting pitching. And this Angels team is just, I'm just not laying it. They're the favorite right now, and it's just, I'm not doing it. Their bullpen is taxed, and I could see them being swept in this series here. So I'm going to root for runs. I hope we see another over. I would lean to the over at 8. I think we got to go with it, just how well these teams can hit lefties and righties. But yeah, I got to take that Carlos Santana home run. Edward Julian, Mike Trout, all three of those guys. Hoping for all three of them to hit some home runs. So let's go. Let's see some home runs in this game. Hopefully, both these pitchers give up some meatballs. All right, next game up, Mariners D-backs. Brandon Pfaadt, Logan Gilbert. I don't know. This D-backs team has not been doing much lately, and in this series, it's been all the Mariners have come on. They've been doing great. Their bullpen's solid. Now you get Logan Gilbert, who is a solid pitcher in my opinion. D-backs have scored 2 runs over the last 2 games. They've been outscored 9-2. Brandon Pfaadt has been not the greatest this season. He's got the loss in 4 straight starts. Strikeout numbers have been so-so. He's given up some home runs. Logan Gilbert on the other side, 6 strikeouts and 6 2/3 shutout innings last outing. He did give up 4 walks, but he's been fairly solid. He limits damage for the most part. I got to go Mariners again. I can't trust this D-backs team right now. Neither one of these, I don't know. I'm probably not even betting this game to tell you the truth, but Arizona's hitting 177 right now versus right-handed pitching. And Seattle's hitting 243. I just got to go with the better pitcher, the better bullpen, and the team that's showing me that they're winning. So give me the Mariners. Like I said, I probably won't bet this game, but give me Mariners if I was going to. All right, next game up, Padres, Phillies. Michael King going for the Padres. Taijuan Walker making his season debut for the Phillies. It's been all Phillies in this matchup so far. I think that changes here. San Diego, the Padres are hitting 280 versus righties over the last 7 days. Phillies hitting 303. I think we see a little bit more scoring in this game. Taijuan Walker, you don't know what you're going to get from him making his first start of the year. He hasn't pitched in the game since September of last season. So no data really to go off recency anyway. Michael King, 5 strikeouts and 3 2/3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, a home run in Colorado there. It's a little tough to go off that one, but I think we see an over at 8. I think we see both teams score 3 runs in this one. Both teams are batting really well. Both teams are hitting really well. Both teams can hit righties really well. As far as recency, Jurickson Profar has 2 home runs and 12 at-bats, batting .417 in his career off of Taijuan Walker. You got Fernando Tatis Jr., who I think hits a home run today. He's got 2 home runs in 8 at-bats, batting .375 versus Walker. And then on the other side, one other guy on the Padres, Kyle Higashioka, how do you say his name? I think I butchered that. He does have a home run in 4 at-bats. As far as versus right-handed pitching, Jake Cronenworth has great numbers, 291 average with 3 home runs. Jurickson Profar, 307 average this season, 3 home runs. Tatis, 277 average with 5 home runs. Machado, 264 with 2 home runs. Luis Campusano, if he's in the lineup, 338 with 1 home run. Phillies on the other side, Realmuto has 2 home runs versus righties. Alec Boehm, 344 with 2 home runs. Bryce Harper, 5 home runs, batting .226. Trey Turner, 2 home runs, batting .352. Brandon Marsh, the righty killer right now, 339 average with 6 home runs. And then you got Kyle Schwarber, 5 home runs with only a 102 average. But teams that can mash lefties, I got to go with the over. I lean to the Padres in this one. I think their bullpen's better. Michael King, I think, is a little bit better pitcher than Taijuan Walker. This Phillies team has been solid lately. They've been playing. If I was going to take the side, though, I think the Padres avoid the sweep here. But my better play is the over at 8, and I do think both teams score 3 runs in this one. I think we see a little bit more competitive game. It was 5-1 yesterday, I think, for the Phillies. I think the Padres jump out of that. They hit some home runs, make this game interesting. We got a 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to right center field, so give me the over at 8 and both teams to score 3 runs, and I lean to the Padres if I was going to take a side. All right, and your final game for Sunday, we go to Sunday Night Baseball where the Red Sox host the Cubs. Red Sox absolutely exploded yesterday. They went 17 runs. Tyler O'Neill hit another home run. I could see Tyler O'Neill hitting another home run once again tonight. The wind's blowing out at 9 miles an hour. I lean to the over in this game, but I think I got to go with the Red Sox at home. The Red Sox are hitting 299 over the last 7 days versus right-handed pitching. Their slugging is about 500. The Cubs are hitting 250 with 392 slugging. Both teams can strike out a bit, but in my opinion, Tanner Houck is the little bit better starter in this one. He's only given up 1 home run so far this season, whereas Hayden Wisniewski's given up, well, let's see, he's only made bullpen starts, I think. I don't know. I don't have any recency on this one, but either way, that's my bad. I thought it was supposed to be Jordan Wicks, I think, initially, and it changed. So this could still change, but I do got to go with the Red Sox in this one. I think the Red Sox at home, mashing right-handed pitching. Tyler O'Neill, I could see Devers maybe hitting one here. Obviously, Tyler O'Neill has been the killer in this Red Sox team as far as hitting righties and hitting home runs. He's now got 7 home runs off right-handed pitching, batting .313. Rafael Devers, 3 home runs, batting .261. Connor Wong, 4 home runs, batting .333. On the Cubs side, you got Michael Busch, 6 home runs, batting .307. And the youngster Pete Crow Armstrong, he just got his first home run, batting .500. Excuse me. Michael Tauchman, 2 home runs, batting .273. But either way, I got to go with the Red Sox in this one. As long as they have their full lineup, I lean to the Red Sox in this game. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I wasn't going to go over every game. I ended up going over every game. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Drop your MLB picks in the comments below. Let's hit some home run plays today. Let's make some money. Let's hit some winners. At the time of recording, I was going to take a long shot parlay. It was going to be the Nationals money line, the White Sox money line, the Padres money line, and the Reds, Rangers, both teams to score 3 runs. That was going to be the parlay I was going to put in. I haven't done it. I haven't put it in yet, but it was around plus 2,000, I think. So that would probably be the parlay that I would run with today. It is obviously a very long shot, but I'm going back to some underdogs. Yesterday, the Rangers burned me for $2,000. It's really frustrating when that happens when you miss by 1, but hey, that's parlays. They're hard to hit, obviously, right? So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll get you guys out of here. Thanks for watching. As always, if you made it, if you watched this video, I do appreciate you guys. Drop your MLB picks in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.